Okay, there's some good shelter here. Good view of the runway. Seems pretty dry too. Lots of trees for the hammock. This one. So I got my sleeping bag. It's in a garbage bag, so it looks less suspicious. Looks like I'm just littering instead. But the wind, it's a little gusty. You know, probably 12 knots here. In the woods, it should be a lot more calm. And I'm gonna get out of the rain. Got a big sleeping bag today because I don't want to be cold out here. I'm already starting to get a little wet. Up here between these two trees, there's a lot of these little branches in the way, but that's okay. It'll give me more stealth. I'm really excited to get under this tarp. Sounds like another airplane taking off, so we'll check that out. Okay. This is pretty good. It'll keep me pretty dry and really hidden. I'm gonna put everything into this hammock, zip it up. I'm gonna check out the little airport lounge because believe it or not, they got one. We'll do a moderate stealth test here as well. So not far away from here. Doesn't have that much of an appearance to it. There is a road right on that side there. And of course the airport is right there. And from here, yeah, you got to be pretty much there before you can see anything on that. Looks great to me. This video is a little plain, so it might not take off, but we're just having fun tonight. That restaurant slash lounge is all the way across the runway, so there's no shortcut across that. So I got to kind of brave the rain here. The wind is really bad once you're out of those woods, so I can't wait to get to the airport. And just put there.
You're right there?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks. Right, that was a good way to warm up. I'm going to hit the restroom here because of the P factor. I'm going to head back out to my spot in the woods. Due to all the music playing, I was not able to really film any noise in there, but had a beer or two, watched a few planes, taking off and landing. They got the landing lights on now, which they seem to only do when there's a plane landing, so there could be something coming soon. I'm trying to save electricity or something. Fine, I'll walk in the mud. Oh no. My famous cluster knot came undone. Yeah. Gonna check on everything, make sure nothing's too soaked. Things don't seem bad at all. Kept the sleeping bag in this garbage bag. I was already in a compression bag, so that's good and dry. Inside the hammock, there's a little moisture, but it's so windy. It should dry it off real fast. Now I can feel the thing sagging quite a bit, so I want to keep the hammock low because the lower it is, the stealthier it is. It's gonna be all right tonight. My head's going to be at this end, so I really want to pay attention to the cord line of the hammock. And right now it's slanting down. It's looking a little better. That's one of the less obvious shelters I've ever done. I've done some pretty obvious ones, except right there's a road on one side, right there. And on the other side, there is an airport runway. Here. And I'm stuck in the middle with you. Hammock is drying out awesome. I was originally going to do the cot with a little tarp over top of it here, but with all the rain, I had to change my angle of attack so that I could stay comfortably dry and cook under here without too much of an issue. And this is beautifully stealthy to use in a situation like this. Obviously, time for step 2. Today's is a Wingman by Ace Brewing Company. It's local-ish. Perfect. I don't have to be too stealthy cracking a beer over here, other than that walking trail. So this one's a pale ale. This airport seems to be the type that's only active during daylight unless there's an emergency. That really works good for me. Lots taking off and landing when I was in that pub, so I haven't seen anything out here yet or heard anything, but I really didn't want to stall and miss having a pint at the pub. If I knew I could count on that pub to be open, I would have had some dinner there, but I brought some food with me as well. We'll get that cooking in a little bit, and they've turned on some pretty big lights at the airport here. It's still really windy, not a lot of rain, but a lot of wind, and that's okay. Hunkering down here, it's cozy, and I don't want to be walking around too much because there's that trail right there, and if somebody sees me, things could really take a nosedive. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. The runway lights are on. I thought they only did that if there's a plane coming, from what I saw so far. Let's check it out. Those weren't the runway lights. They were just normal street lights I thought were runway lights. I'm losing my excuse pretty fast here. Somebody asks what I'm doing. Normally in the daytime, I can say, I'm a big fan of aviation. I hate aviation. I'm scared of flying. If anybody asked, I would just say, yeah, the Cessna. Everything's a Cessna in these airports. You're going to buy it. I got a new flashlight specifically for this trip. I'm not going to talk about the brand or anything like that because I'm not here to sell flashlights. I'm here to sleep beside the airport. But it's controllable from my phone. So I can go like right or not right, or I can change the color, etc. So this one actually does what a lot of people talked about, which is red light. Now, I'm going to give a quick reason why I don't do red lights when I'm camping, which seems very smart and stealthy, except that I'm colorblind and I don't see well in red light. So by the time I can see what I'm doing with this light on, it is so bright that the airplane's going to think that's part of the runway, probably. So I don't play with that. I will just keep it as low as possible. There's green light spectrums on here. I can mess with it quite a bit. And I'll let you know more on this flashlight as I experiment with this a little bit more. But when I can put all the colors in the rainbow, which, yeah, I don't want to signal any emergency planes to land or anything because I'm right by the runway with a fairly bright light that does a number of colors. Okay, it's dark, which leads me to my next point, the ever so dreaded stealth test. And I got a unique system today because that flashlight's controlled by my phone. So I can turn it on from out there on the trail and see exactly how obvious it is. You know, this airport is a little intimidating at night because of all the lights they have on. I get the feeling they're not going to see my little flashlight. I have it pointed away from the airport. So I'm out here on the trail. I'm going to turn on the lights and we're going to see just how bad it is. Because it's in those woods there somewhere, and I'll just blast it. So yeah, I can see that kind of through there. Turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. But yeah, they're not going to see that from there. And going down this way, on, off, on. So there's you definitely see something if you were looking coming this way. Yeah, on, etc. But that's pointed the complete opposite way. It's pointed right back to the road on the other side. So turn that off. Maybe see what it looks like from towards that way. I am nowhere near the road right now. But if I turn it on from here, full blast in the hammock, looks like that. That's not bad because the road is another 40, 50 feet that way. I think we're good. One of the first things I'll do, so I don't forget, I'm going to pack away my empty beverage container here because I want to be a good steward of the environment. This works good. I've got the flashlight stored in the overhead compartment in the hammock. It's fully adjustable. I can turn it whatever way I want, and I'll just point it away from the airport as much as possible. It is still windy. It's getting pretty cold, and I have a sleeping bag, so I think it's time to whip it out. I don't care what they say about sleeping bags. You don't go by the temperature rating, you go by how big and heavy it is. This is going to be great. And I just need to lay this down right now before I start cooking. And I have to wait for maybe the wind to die down, but it looks like the rain's going to start again. We'll figure this out. But so far, it's pretty cozy and pretty good with this thing on. I like this. I got food I want to cook, but everything's kind of up in the air right now because the wind will not stop. And my little camp stove is not going to work precisely as I want. It's a whirly bird out there already. Wow, it's like 7 in the morning. Whew. Holy moly, helicopters are so loud. Glad they weren't doing this all night. That would have been terrible. All right. Time to get up. The best weapon in the stealth camping arsenal is the hammock. So quick to deploy, so quick to take down, very small, etc. Last night I was worried the pitch of the hammock would make me roll all night, but I was yawning already, so I fell asleep pretty quick. Everything looks good here, better than when I showed up. Actually the same as when I showed up, but yeah, I got this one done. Nobody's the wiser. Just like it never happened. So the next video is going to be a departure from the stealth, but that's okay. I don't want to do any spoilers, but it is going to be fun for me. 2 videos lined up, interesting projects, and thank you everybody for watching. Please consider subscribing. My ride is here, and yeah, this was an interesting one. I'm glad it wasn't a busier airport, because then I wouldn't have gotten any sleep. But felt like a baby, waking up every hour screaming. See you guys on the next one.
Choose adventure. You can choose a change of scenery, or choose a change of pace. Then keep going. The Mazda CX-50 Hybrid lets you go farther.
When you shop at an at-home, you'll find decor for all for you. Like Danielle, who's about to have the sunniest spot on the block. Perfect! So however you decorate this season, you'll find it only at home. At home, decor for all for you.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camping with Steve. I've got the back of my pickup truck set up as a secret camper that looks like yard waste. So let's go camping. I access the back of it through this little slidey window on the back, so I don't have to make it obvious that I'm getting into it from outside. And nothing is less suspicious than a junky old truck filled with yard debris. You camping here. Earlier on, I spot there's a porta potty right there. Doesn't say anything about overnight parking, little picnic tables and stuff, and a beautiful view of the lake. So this is going to be great. I'm going to do a load check on the back, make sure we don't lose too many branches. Okay. It looks okay. These are secured really well. They're interwoven in between all the pallets inside. But we get in, get this set up, and I'll show you what it's all about. This thing is 4 pallets and 2 boards. There's no plans for it. I just grabbed these old pallets. The ratchet strapped on to hold them upright. And then I screwed a couple of boards on the top, screwed another pallet to it, and we got one here at the back. Same concept all the way around. There's easy access right through that window. I didn't think I'd fit, but that makes it way less obvious than trying to crawl in through the back hatch. But all these branches, there's not many. It looks like there's tons from outside, but they're just yard trimmings that I wove through the pallets. There's enough little holes for ventilation and nice cool breeze coming through right now. And I can kind of see what's going on through the little holes in the cracks here. I'm going to move the rest of my stuff onto the back seat and haul it in through the window. There are people everywhere, so I'm going to sit here for a moment before I get too noisy. The back window's all tinted, except with this open, people can see. So just put that blanket there for right now. And we play the hunkering down game, waiting for things to die down a little. I'm going to try and make a break for it right now. It's perfect. I'm going to check out that porta potty situation and maybe grab something from the grocery store here and kind of assess the situation from outside and see what things look like. Yeah, I have seen worse. A little smoky, but could make for a colorful sunset. I'm sitting up front to not draw suspicion, but there's tons of these little fruit fly things that are coming in here. They might pose a problem. Got to can it off though, and we'll see how that works. Otherwise, I might have to move farther from the lake. But this is really convenient because there's that porta potty right there. Things around here seem to close at 8. The sun doesn't set until 9, and that would give me a lot of time to get some food. Really enjoy the sunset, enjoy the nice evening out here, because we don't have a lot of weeks of this summer type weather left. This parking lot's just getting fuller and fuller. I'm gonna crawl back there and start cooking. Obviously, a real simple and to the point setup tonight, as this is not a permanent camp. Just wait for them to get out of their car. People parked up there. I'm just trying to cook. It's calmed down a little bit, so I'm just going to go for this. I got my favorite trusty rice maker because it'll cook stuff and keep it warm. It doesn't use a whole lot of power, but I do have a deep cycle, like a lithium iron phosphate battery. I love those things. They're a bit pricey, but they're better than lead acids for sure. About wrecking them, but power inverter. Turn this rice cooker. Those bugs are really coming in here. So all I'm doing is real easy. I got some chopped up farmer sausage, some some broccoli, a little butter. I love these rice meals that's both fast yet fancy. And a rice cooker should be able to cook rice with this stuff on top of it. Bugs are getting pretty bad in here, but I gotta get the food going right now anyway. What's really nice about the rice cookers, especially the smaller ones, is that this is only drawing 270 watts. So down to the keeping warm mode, it's 20 watts or something, but we'll see. I wasn't sure how hot it would be in here, so I brought this little USB plug-in. It does have a battery in it, so it'll run without being plugged in. Hopefully that'll blow away some of these bugs. Built-in light. I borrowed it from a friend. I don't know where he got it. It's a Westinghouse, so I don't know if that's good. And it switches into the warming mode. I'm gonna get out of here and go walk around a little bit because everybody showed up here. It's like sunset watching day at the beach or something. I don't know, but I really don't want to sit here longer than I need to until it's nighttime and everybody's gone. It's got to be bedtime soon for somebody. Okay, that's on. Looks pretty cooked, and that's only strong 10 watts. That's not much. Definitely people still out there, but I'm gonna grab the tripod and head out to the lake, see if I can get some sunset pictures or videos. And when I come back, everybody should be gone. This food should be still warm and good to go. And hopefully these microscopic bugs that are all over the place are gone as well. So take a quick peek and I'll slide right out the window. Oh, there could be a much more graceful way to do that, but I am glad I have the hatch that I do, because with all those people there, I wouldn't be able to get in and out of a back hatch. So, oh yeah, that sun is looking pretty smoked out. Okay, that is very, very smoky. There aren't any wildfires for sure. That sun, I think, is just going to set behind me, but I'm going to keep my eye peeled. Sometimes when it's really smoky, it does light up the whole horizon, a real beautiful orangey red. Colorblind, so I'm guessing. Sitting here, looking junky, but unsuspicious. And the last of the people are taking their boats off of the lake, and it's calming down quite a bit around here. There's a couple of cars left. Oh, it smells like broccoli in here. Through the gap here in the front, there's somebody's balcony. They're just sitting right out there. I think they're having a cigarette. But I might move to a different spot, because that's right in view. I have to say, crawling through this little window is getting a little bit old. it's time to find out how this turned out. This one's pretty good. It's warm, it's cooked properly. Just need for a little old meat. I'm gonna kill this light and just eat in the dark. See you guys in a second. That's the last one. I think that's leaving a part right beside me. And we're all on our own. This town got real quiet real fast, and that's just what I like to see. But small towns and villages and places, they always have these online community groups, and they always post that there's something suspicious. And usually that means somebody they don't recognize, vehicle they don't recognize, junky vehicle, parked in the road in the middle of the night, covered in tarps, branches hanging out, somebody coming and going. So still trying to keep it low key. I got not much for light in here. The camera's pretty good in low light. I just got the light on the fan, and it's covered up with that blanket there. So, I'll have a root beer in a bit, but I will run out to the washroom for one last time tonight. Very smoky and very quiet. Just a quick run to the porta potty, and I'm gonna get hunkered in for the night. For a stealth test on this thing, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put my cell phone inside, because that's pretty bright. Brighter than any light I'm gonna have going in there. We'll just take a peek. Okay, that's not bad. I gotta be like right here, looking through these leaves to see the light on there. So I feel comfortable enough to run a small light. Perfect. A&W root beer. One of my favorite types of root beer. Good sugar value should help me get to sleep. And I actually do have a melatonin pill to take, and hopefully I don't snore too loud, because this is not soundproof. I can hear every little car, every person. It's fun though. Just hunkered down on this little thing. Nobody has any clue. And when I build these things, they gotta look realistic. They don't have to be pretty, but they have to be ugly. It has to really look like somebody just put a tarp over some branches. And I've thought about doing some construction material, except people might want to take some metal, like if there's pieces of steel or whatever that I had. And same deal with firewood. I couldn't make it look like firewood, but hollow in the middle, because firewood is like currency. People are going to want that. So this was a good fit, and got rid of, well, I'm going to take this yard waste back. But it was a good use for it, because we did have to trim up some trails to get around. My biggest fear in a situation like this is the vehicle getting broken into or stolen while I'm sleeping in the back. And there's a window there that I can't really close. And I don't know if anybody breaks in, if they got weapons or anything like that. So probably I'd scoot out these branches over here, those branches over there. Keep my phone with me and grab the camera and call for a ride. I'm gonna cozy up here in a moment. It's been a fun little outing. I've got a laptop here, and I might put on a movie or something on ultra low volume. And So the sun is going to be rising in 7 hours or so, and I'm not going to be sleeping in because you don't do that when you're stealth camping. If you're doing it properly, it's going to be getting hot here when the sun starts shining in. There's going to be people walking back and forth in front of that window, going into the store, parking beside me, and all that stuff. So I'll have to weasel out the weasel of shame through the window. Hopefully nobody sees me crawling out the back of here. And I was going to cover this with a garbage bag, but I had a staple gun, and I really just didn't want to make the noise and come up with another thing that's in the way. This way, I can kind of see out there if there's anything happening. If somebody does try to get the door open or something, I can kind of see what's going on and make my decisions from there. But it's really quiet, so I do hear every car from quite a distance. There's one there, so I'm gonna sign out, enjoy a little bit of root beer, and then curl up in bed in a second. Okay, just tucking in for bed. Pretty quiet night. Hope it stays that way. Got my camera handy if anything cool happens at night. But looks like smooth sailing. And there will be people walking around up there in no time. See you guys in the morning. Good morning. It is a very early morning because the mosquitoes are out. It's a good sleep. It was short. I was on edge because every vehicle that pulled up or drove by, I just had myself convinced somebody was going to try and steal this truck. It's not a nice truck, but it would be fun for a joyride. And it's probably not too tricky to steal. So I'm going to get up. It's also a combination morning bathroom break time. So I'm going to hit that porta potty and begin the day. It's extremely smoky out. I just looked on my phone. It's an air quality advisory of like 9 or something. So that's just about as bad as it gets. I can really smell the smoke in here, so I probably shouldn't be just breathing it all in through these open air holes everywhere. Oh, morning time. I was concerned that all this condensation was on the inside of the windows and that would give me away, but it's all on the outside. Because it cooled down pretty drastically last night. It's that time of year. This is not fog. This is not overcast. This is smoke. The sun's going to come up probably 5 minutes. I'm going to catch it rising over there, and you'll see it's just this big ball of red coming up. And yay for these mortal toilets. All right, that's what the sun's doing right now. There is actually a bit of fog this morning as well, but it is real smoky. So I'm trying to figure out what the next move is and how to get away from all of this smoke. So thank you everybody for watching. I thought I'd try this out. I wanted to do this one for a while, and here we are on a back road. I believe in a small town with this monstrosity on the back of the truck. It's I got a few more fun little things like this to do. I really want to explore the limits of absurdity with regards to camping. So thanks everybody for watching, and stay safe. Also, my heart goes out to all the folks in Jasper, all the people in these wildfires have lost their homes. That's where the smoke is coming from, and if you have ever enjoyed these parks, these national parks, the treasures, they need your help right now. So there are places to donate. I'm not going to vouch for any specific one. If you do your research and chip in a little bit, I have not seen Jasper since the burn, but you know, I'm bracing for it. It's been a part of my life growing up, heading up there to go camping, and so at one point I will make my way out there, but not until they've got stuff in order, and you're gonna need some time for that. So, cheers, everybody. Hunker down. Keep on camping. And I'm gonna start getting ready for bed. I'm not really tired yet, but the smoke is just getting to me.
Little sleeping bag, just a basic guy here on top of this little ground mat is doing surprisingly good. By the morning, probably not, but that'll work nice. Got that set up, and back to fire watch.
Yeah, I got a bunch of little lights hung up in the trees, so if I need to use the restroom at night, I can kind of get my orientation and see where I'm going. And I'm at that age where I will likely need to. Yeah, clearly using cleaning supplies for camping is really silly. Not very practical, but it can be done. And I hate seeing really expensive camping gear, because when you're camping, it should be the cheapest, most free thing you can do, with just a bedroll by a fire and a can of beans. And when I see $300 jackets and you know, $100 backpacking tarps, like, for the lightweight stuff, I know it's expensive to get the good gear, but for car camper, weekend warriors, you use just about anything. That's the way I like to do it. I'm gonna wait for this to burn down. The smoke has really been chasing me around quite a lot, and there's some dry leaves around here. So, with no further ado, I'm gonna kick back, watch this fire for a bit, crawl right in and hunker down for a good, hopefully not smoky sleep. All right, the fire has burned down a little bit, and I think just about time to crawl into my little cleaning supply shelter for the night. And there's a little bit of snow coming down. Thought it was ash at first, but there's some snow particles coming down. It's all right. My 3-season tent is going to do the job quite nicely. So, yeah, feels warmer in here already. And we will see you guys in the morning, and unless something cool happens at night, and in which case I will have the camera ready to roll. Once you're in the sleeping bag, it warms up quite nicely.
Let's get real. It's hard to live up to that mug. Like that time you forgot the diaper bag. But with a little help from the delicious nutrition of Orgain, you'll live up to that mug after all. Orgain, it's real nutrition for real life.
Use the #1 trusted bag to help keep the food you love fresher, longer, for the love of food. Ziploc.
SC Johnson.
First ever Nissan Rogue Rock Creek.
Look at how Oral-B Electric cleans 100% better than regular brushes. It's time.
Emmy-winning Potatoes is back with an all-new season. Here we go again. To get the job done, I'll stab in the back. I have a thirst for blood.
This game is torturous.
Dude,
If you carry on with that cocky attitude, you might get yourself in trouble.
baby, I'm gonna be employee of the month.
Oh, I've missed this. If I were them, I'd be scared.
Things are about to get murderous. It's only metaphorically, I hope.
Good morning, my frosty friends. Did get a little skiff of a little bit of snow last night. It was slightly below zero. This thing turned into a bit of a wind tunnel, and it could have used more tape for sure. But yeah, it wasn't bad. I've slept much worse than this. Could have used a little more paper towel in my sleeping pad here, but I'm gonna take this down. Woo, move quick today. So I'm gonna return to the stream because the fire ring has enough rocks, and want to be kind to nature. This thing should come down no problem and pack up in a second. Haha! That's quicker than your ordinary tent. There's the gloves. I could have used those. There's even a bunch of leftover wood for the next fellows to come along. And there's people that hike this trail. I saw one last night. So that was cool. It's always embarrassing when I'm wrapped up in garbage bags with mops and stuff. But it's good to know there's people around because there is no cell service. And if I am in trouble out here, I don't have my GPS emergency beacon with me. It would be really nice to know that people occasionally come by. But I'll wrap up the rest of this. And unbelievable that this thing stood up to that fire for quite a while. Perfect shape. Just needs a little polishing. Could just probably return it to the store. I won't do that though. Okay, one last little check here. Now I've got everything. I'm out of here not super early, but before all the hikers start coming along the trail and shaking their heads if I'm running from the law or something. But it was pretty successful camp. I'd say more tape on the garbage bags. The tape and those rocks for weight are doing the heavy lifting there. So that's the weak point of the link too. We're not dealing with one solid piece of garbage bag. That would be too easy. I am feeling a little free now that I'm not dealing with that house on a full-time basis in Nova Scotia right now. I'm feeling pretty good, and you're not going to believe it. In 2 days, I got my next video I'm going to be filming. But health-wise, my shoulder, see, look at this. Much better now. Still not the funnest to sleep on this side, but that's okay. It is getting better. I was worried about that, frozen shoulder thing. Like if you do get a rotator cuff thing, you get this frozen shoulder, which requires surgery, and it's like it sounds. So things are progressing. Get my stretches in, and yeah, I'm excited about the next few months here. I got some pretty cool, neat ideas. We are back on track. Let's let the hunkering down commence. Cheers, everybody.
Z-Bar snack bars have energizing organic oats and the taste kids love because adventure needs fuel.
Good. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Camping with Steve. It's my second time this week camping.
The last one I have filmed and then got scared off by bears. A lot of bears in the area there and no cell service, and I was by myself. So I'm doing something a little different for this week's video. I'm in a campground away from all those bears, and I'm going to kind of set up a tarp fortress because we've all been here before. A busy public campground in the summertime. Sites are very close together. You can see the people beside you. They can see you. You can certainly hear them. Not much better than a Walmart parking lot with trees. So we're going to tarp this place in like it's a crime scene investigation, and hopefully out of sight, out of mind. Big tarps, little tarps, long tarps, skinny tarps, 400 feet of paracord. And let's let the show begin. So the biggest offender to privacy is the road right there. We'll cover that up first with a 12-footer. Oh, it's already nailing the tree. Okay, that's easier. I'm not the first person with this plan. This is a major span. Gonna have to be like a triple tarp. So I'll lay them out, stitch them together, and this one will require the ladder for sure. That'll be good. Getting better already. Step 1, block out the neighbors. Step 2. Oh, yeah. It's hot today, by the way. Not quite a heat wave, but not comfortable to be stringing tarps. The wind is ruffling around my privacy shade. So I'm gonna borrow a few tent pegs from my tent to stake down. Who actually needs to see the nature when you can rest assured knowing it's there right behind the tarp? Actually, the tarp is just blocking me from these other campers over there and from the main road. Move the car over a little to block it some more. And right back here, there's no campsites anywhere out here. And aside from the road, this is like my own private campground right here. Love it. I'm sure glad there's no bears around here. In a rare display of relevant outdoors knowledge, I actually know that this is a beaked hazelnut. They're native around here and quite common. Inside here, there's little hazelnuts. And normally they get eaten by the birds and deers and stuff before they're ripe. But yes, this is small fruit hazelnut that is completely edible. Not just that, beside it, we've got rose hips. And this is, in fact, a rose. It's a wild rose. It's Alberta's official plant. So we got rose hips, beaked hazelnuts, and if you wouldn't believe it, high bush cranberries right beside. You could probably make a meal out of this. It would be disgusting because they don't sound like they go together, but you could. I'm shocked at both the coincidence of finding these and the coincidence that I knew any relative knowledge could identify them. Still debating on what I want to do for a shelter tonight. I've got the hammock, but there's no good trees. I've got that little tent, but it's really hot and that thing doesn't breathe very well. So it's kind of looking like under the stars by the campfire. I shouldn't freak anybody out because I've got these tarps all over. Nobody can see me. And if it does rain, I can crawl under the picnic table, right? Doesn't get any better than that. So from out here, the cloak of privacy, that looks horrible. From the road, it looks like I'm butchering a hitchhiker. I tried to get a hold of a crazy neighbor to see if he wanted to come on this trip. However, now that I think about it, two people laughing from behind a tarp, one calling the other crazy neighbor, might almost be worse than dead silence coming from behind the tarps. I've never had a tick before in my life, but I felt something under my jeans, so I lifted my pant leg and just flicked it off real quick. I don't know if it was a tick, but if it was, it wouldn't stand a chance of getting through my luxurious mane of leg hair. It's my suspicion that these comically small fire pits are from the era when the park had free firewood. So they tried to cut down on those expenses. And now that it's sold by the bundle, there's bigger fire pits. So burn, baby, burn. Mosquitoes. But it means there's mosquitoes. So good thing for the thermosol. Tonight I'm having breakfast for dinner because all I want is eggs. It is food time, and I've been waiting for this meteorite shower, and I haven't seen anything. Probably because of all the trees and the moon out there. Breakfast for dinner. Green onions. A couple tomato slices. I've got this pie oven, and this is a double, so you can put a lot in there. I figured one regulation-sized tortilla will fit into this thing. Then we can load it with breakfast stuff. Big shout out to Dave, who is working at the acreage right now, who is having breakfast for dinner, because that gave me the idea. With a rich bed of double cheddar. Crack a couple eggs in here. Green onions, tomato slices. I'm actually going to break the eggs so that it forms kind of like scrambled eggs in here. Baby spinach. That looks pretty acceptable. Closed up. And onto the grill. All right, so all these burn parts are going to go away, and we're going to be left, hopefully, with pure. Right. Let's get this onto the tray. Looks like it turned out pretty good. Not burned. How's the other side look? Hopefully ditto. Oh yeah. I think this will require a little bit of cooling down, but it's held together good. This is like, oh yeah, definitely some cooling down. But like the breakfast sandwich at the centery, we're getting rid of this burn part here. Let this cool down, and then we'll dig in. This is like a whole new world of camping meals, because a tortilla like that fits in these things. Perfect. I'll say this does take a disturbingly long time to cool down, but it actually turned out pretty good. It's not too burned. Very delicious. Can't go wrong with ingredients like those, as long as it doesn't burn. Not the eggs are cooked. Okay, now I'm on a mission to see what I can stick inside of these tortillas and cook this way, because this is, I guess that's where the kind of some egg dripped out of it, or cheese, or both. Both. But this meal was a wise decision. Breakfast for dinner. Highly delicious, and I highly recommend that. Still no meteors blasting through the sky yet, but that's okay. I didn't expect much with the trees and all that. Anyway, that last video, I've got it half filmed, and I can't really let on what it is, because that could affect me refilming it, which is, we're planning for Monday or so for next Thursday's video to be the risky one that I was talking about. But with the bears, yeah, I got freaked out, because that's what I do normally in normal bear territory, but this is like grizzly territory. And there's no cell service, miles from anywhere. Beautiful view of the sky though, because there's no cities or towns or cell phone towers anywhere nearby. So the plan is, I'm going out with Crazy Neighbor probably Monday or so, and we are going to try and film this thing, and it is a stealth camp, and this is the first, I think, the second actual stealth camp that Crazy Neighbor's gone on with me, and this one is a good one. So I'm excited for that. The reason for the video, of course, is there is a possibility that we might hit 1 million subscribers within the week or so. And I didn't want to have that video up until it actually happened. I don't want to be presumptuous. And when I say we, I mean, there's a lot of people that help with camping with Steve. It is, there's myself. There is a beautiful wife who is actually doing a lot of behind the scenes driving and stuff, and coming up with a lot of ideas, recipes, that type of stuff. Crazy Neighbor, of course. We have Abby, who is helping